Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is lying in bed burning up. Head pounding, body aching, every muscle screaming at them to stop moving. And their first instinct, like almost every human being who has ever had a fever, is to make it stop. But here is what nobody tells you when you are shivering under 3 blankets, feeling absolutely terrible. Your body is not broken, it is not malfunctioning, it is not losing. It is running one of the most sophisticated and brutal military operations in the history of life on Earth. And the fever you are desperately trying to suppress? That is the weapon. To understand why fever exists, you first need to understand something about temperature and life. Life on Earth survives within a surprisingly narrow temperature range. From the freezing deep pools where certain microbes cling to existence at -10 degrees Celsius, to the scalding thermal vents where heat-resistant organisms thrive at over 100 degrees. Step outside that range for almost any living thing, and you die. Every animal, every microbe, every cell has a temperature that is ideal. A sweet spot where its internal machinery runs at maximum efficiency, where enzymes fold correctly, where chemical reactions proceed at exactly the right speed, where the organism as a whole performs at its best. For humans, that ideal temperature is around 37 degrees Celsius, 6 degrees Fahrenheit, and maintaining it costs an enormous amount of energy. Your body burns calories constantly just to stay at that number, which seems wasteful until you understand what it is buying you. Heat is one of your oldest and most powerful defenses. Most cold-blooded animals, fish, reptiles, amphibians, run cool, and their cool bodies are routinely invaded by one of nature's most relentless and successful parasites, fungi. Fungal infections devastate cold-blooded species in ways that would horrify you. But you run so hot that the vast majority of fungi simply cannot survive inside you. Your body temperature is a passive, constant, always-on defense system that most people have never thought about for a single second. Which brings us to fever. Fever is not a malfunction. Fever is not your body losing control of its own temperature. Fever is your body deliberately and precisely turning up the heat. It is defensive climate change, engineered from the inside, targeted at invaders, and calibrated to push unwanted guests outside their survival range. It evolved at least 600 million years ago. It is found across almost the entire animal kingdom. Fish swim into warmer water when they are sick. Lizards drag themselves into direct sunlight and bake. Bees heat the air inside the hive when it is infected. Every animal that can raise its temperature when threatened does so, because across 600 million years of evolution, this strategy has worked. And you, warm-blooded mammal with a sophisticated immune system and a central heating unit already built in, you have far more powerful options than a lizard sunbathing on a rock. Let's say you have just been invaded. Bacteria and viruses simultaneously. A serious assault on multiple fronts. Your body detects the intrusion almost immediately through chemical signals released by damaged cells and immune scouts. The response is immediate. A group of chemicals called pyrogens, from the Greek meaning creators of heat, flood away from the site of invasion. They travel through your bloodstream and pass into your brain, where they find specialized receptors in your hypothalamus, your internal thermostat, and they tell it to crank up the target temperature. Your body now has a new goal temperature, and it sets about achieving it with remarkable efficiency. First, shivering. Your skeletal muscles begin contracting rapidly and repeatedly, generating heat in your core. At the same time, your blood vessels near the surface of your skin constrict, trapping that heat inside and preventing it from escaping. Your skin feels cold to the touch while your insides run hot. This is why you feel freezing and burning at the same time during a fever. You're not confused. Your body is doing exactly what it intends to do. Every degree Celsius your core temperature rises costs roughly 10% more energy to maintain. Fever is expensive, which is also why fever sends a powerful signal to rest. Your body is rationing resources, directing energy away from movement and toward the war happening inside you. Now back to the invasion. The bacteria that entered your body came in quietly, trying to be stealthy, but now they have shifted into emergency reproduction mode. Their goal is to multiply as fast as possible before your immune system can organize a response, which means they need enormous amounts of resources and are running their internal machinery at maximum stress. And now the temperature is rising. For the bacteria, conditions were manageable a moment ago. Now the world is burning. Heat damages their proteins, disrupts their membranes, interferes with their DNA replication, and slows their reproduction to a crawl. They are not just stressed. They are suffering. Your cells are stressed too. Fever is hard on everyone. But here is the critical difference. Virtually every system in your body operates worse during fever. Except one. your immune system runs better in the heat. Neutrophils, your rapid response units, are recruited faster. Macrophages and dendritic cells become more aggressive and efficient at identifying and destroying enemies. Natural killer cells become more effective, and your immune cells begin aggressively consuming the resources your invaders desperately need: iron, glucose, glutamine, turning the local environment into a resource desert for anything trying to reproduce inside you. The viruses are having an even worse time. Viruses are extraordinarily sensitive to temperature. The rhinovirus responsible for the common cold can only infect your respiratory tract in the first place because your nose and throat run cooler than your core body temperature, even without fever. Heat is the rhinovirus's worst nightmare. A fever makes your upper respiratory tract actively hostile to the very organisms that chose it as their home. But fever has one more trick, and this is one of the most elegant mechanisms in the entire immune system. When your cells are overwhelmed by heat and viral infections simultaneously, they panic. Their internal machinery is failing. In desperation, they produce enormous quantities of emergency repair proteins called heat shock proteins, HSPs, which rush around attempting to hold everything together. This is a trap. Your natural killer cells and killer T cells are specifically trained to notice unusual concentrations of heat shock proteins. A cell producing normal amounts of HSPs is fine. A cell producing massive quantities of HSPs is a cell that is either infected, critically damaged, or both. The HSPs are supposed to be a repair signal, but your immune system has learned to read them as a distress flare. A cell screaming for help is a cell that should be destroyed before whatever is wrong with it spreads. By trying to protect themselves, infected cells are marking themselves for execution. If fever is such an effective weapon, why haven't your enemies evolved around it? How has the same basic strategy remained effective across hundreds of millions of years of evolution? The answer is genuinely fascinating. Fever might actually outsmart evolution itself. If your enemies survive a fever long enough, natural selection does its work. The individual bacteria or viruses that handle heat better reproduce more. After a few generations, which for microbes can happen in days, a heat-resistant population emerges. But this adaptation becomes a handicap, because heat-resistant microbes are now optimized for the hostile interior of a sick human body running a high fever. And that is not where most humans are. Most potential hosts are healthy, running at a normal 37 degrees. The heat-adapted microbes now struggle to compete with their cousins who never adapted to fever, because those cousins are better at infecting the far more numerous healthy hosts. Fever creates an evolutionary trap. Adapt to the fever and you become worse at spreading. Don't adapt and the fever destroys you. Some serious pathogens have found brutal workarounds. The measles virus replicates with extraordinary speed and reaches peak infectiousness precisely in the window before your fever response reaches full strength. By the time your body's heat defense is fully operational, the virus has already done what it came to do. The fever then hammers it back, but the damage is already done. This is why measles is so extraordinarily contagious. It evolved specifically to outrun your best defense. So the next time you are lying in bed burning up, aching, shivering, feeling like your body has completely abandoned you, it hasn't. It is running an operation that evolution has refined across 600 million years. It is deliberately raising the temperature of your entire body to make it uninhabitable for anything that does not belong there. It is deploying heat as a weapon, resource starvation as a strategy, and cell suicide as a last line of defense. Your enemies are not comfortable. They are not winning. They are suffering in a world that has just been deliberately made as hostile as your body can make it. You feel terrible because the battle is real. And the battle is real because your body is fighting, and fighting hard. If this changed how you think about the next time you get sick, subscribe to Science in a Nutshell. We do this every week. See you in the next one.